Marni, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Now, you went to X Factor last night.
I did.
How was it?
But it was my first time. That was my first time with an X Factor experience.
Ever?
It was good. It's a really long show.
Yeah.
It's it's long on television, but when you go, it's really long. Like, I think we got there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And left at 11. So it's a long show.
Why? Why did you have to get there at 5?
Because they have to do pre-records and things like that, and ads for the episode, and yeah, but that's all right. What else are they going to do?
Well, you could have, hung out with us.
No, I was tweeting, so I had Twitter.
Well,
it's all right.
What up? Now, there's a picture of you on Twitter posted when it looked like you were the only one out of the three of you and your friends that were into it.
I was a dedicated fan. Dan and Kate, heads down on Twitter. Me, all about the music. I prefer to listen with my eyes. No. I think it was just a bad timing because they did watch the entire show. Dan is quite the fangirl.
Is he?
Yeah, he was over Josh, but now Josh. The strangest thing about last night is that Josh has been asked to leave the competition.
Yep.
And nothing was mentioned about it the entire night. No. It was like he never existed. They basically just went, well, he's gone. Let's move on to the next subject.
We don't need him anymore.
So they brought Carmelo back, which is great because he's like the happiest dude in the entire universe.
Yeah.
And of course he deserves to be there. He has a great voice. But it's so weird. And, they were filming the promos at the beginning, and someone held up a Bring Back Josh sign. Boom, taken. Someone held back a sign with Josh and the headphones. Boom, taken. So I think Josh has become he who shall not be named at the X Factor.
But come on, was what he did that bad?
It was really stupid. It was real stupid.
It was stupid.
But I think there's got to be some sort of rules or media training or something for these guys because they're so young and it's their first public, their first time in the spotlight.
Yep.
So I think there's got to be something where they get media training or even a Twitter ban, a social media ban, just while they're in there, sort of like other reality shows and stuff too.
So I was thinking, the likes of Usher is a sex addict. And was a sex addict. And
I know Harry Styles is, and he gets away with it.
Exactly. So why can't Josh get away with, I
think because he's on a primetime television show. I think once you get past that, you're kind of in a different league. But I think if Harry Styles had done it while he was on the X Factor, it would have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
He's all right now because he's, bigger than that.
Do you think he'll have a career in music?
Josh? I hope so, yeah. He's really good. So, Dan's getting behind him to support him. But now he's moved on to the collection. The collective. The collective. So Dan's a collector now. So I'm going to get him a T-shirt.
Yep.
With the Twitter thing on it, like they had last night. That people had What About Tonight merchandise at this last night?
No, really?
Yeah, already. WAT, What About Tonight merchandise. And a girl had her sign taken away. I can't say what it said, but it was so sexually explicit
Text
about
it to
What
me.
About Tonight that they took her sign away.
Text it to me.
Yeah, I will. I'll text it to you later. And I thought, and then I felt like one of those old ladies because I was like, children these days with their signs and their sex. And I was like, hold on a second. I was young once. I remember how this all goes. I felt so old. I was like, look at her. Look at her with her disgusting sign. What are the kids doing these days? Oh, my God, I'm that person. How did I become that cat lady? Oh, no. It was horrible. But no, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
I would wager that Nat Bass and Mel B do not like each other.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys watched
the
episode last night. It was way better live. Like, they do not talk in break. Like, they do not like each other.
Yeah, well, me and like some people from the station were watching it last night, trying to find you.
Oh, great. They found me, looking interested.
Yeah,
That's why I was doing that. That was for you guys.
Yeah. It's awesome. Now, we were watching, and no. No, no.
Not at all.
No.
And you know what? I'll give Mel, because I like Mel B. I've met her a couple of times. She's really lovely.
Yeah.
I will give her this. When she said, "This is not the type of party I'd like to go to," I feel really bad for Bella because she's lovely and it's not her fault. I agree, Mel B. That would be such a boring ass party. I don't know if you guys saw.
She sang that. Like I don't because
the One Direction song. And see, I quite like Bella, and I think she's got a great voice. No, it's just a bad song choice, bad way of performing that song.
But it's two in a row.
I know, and it did look like a pretty shithouse party. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, good. To be honest, and we actually said that. We're like, oh, I wouldn't go to that party. And then Mel B said, I wouldn't go to that party. Totally agree. And Mel B knows how to party. I would be going to her party. I'm telling you that.
I would.
Yeah, definitely.
Clicky fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
yeah, they don't get along at all.
Have you got any future news for us?
I do. So we were just talking about Harry Styles. Harry Styles now gets more attention when he goes out in public than Rihanna, basically. He's like a massive, I don't know why he's the most popular of the One Direction boys. He has more followers than any of the other One Direction kids. He sent Burberry. His star power made Burberry trend on Twitter because he was at a Burberry catwalk show.
Wow.
So my prediction is that Burberry's gonna take advantage of that because I would. I'd get on board that, and I would be signing Harry Styles to Burberry straight away. That's one of my predictions.
And you were right again.
I know, right? So Harry Styles should ring me if this happens, because I'm basically predicting a massive campaign for him.
Yeah, and lots of money.
I'd like a phone call if you guys could let him know. I'm sure he listens to this anyway.
Yeah.
I've got some more for you.
Okay.
So there's been 2 X Factor controversies so far. Okay. First one is Josh Gate, but who shall not be named. We can't even talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
The second is that What About Tonight claimed that they met on YouTube. Now there's a manager coming out saying, "No, I put them together. I manufactured this, blah blah." So that's a massive deal now because he's threatening to sue and there'll be a court case. So I think there'll be a third X Factor controversy because things like this usually happen in threes.
Like, what's her face? Who's the friend of Guy Sebastian's?
Oh, Samantha Jade?
Yeah, she might get in a bit of trouble. She
seems pretty clean cut. I think we should go weirder. I think it should be someone even that you would never expect it from.
Like, what's his face? Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Yep.
Like Jason. I hope not, because, he's lovely. But, yeah, I'm predicting there'll be something else. There'll be another controversy to come.
Okay.
It's only early days.
It is. It's only early days. So who's going to win?
I